Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jay from Mind and Hockey. Well, the Stanley Cup playoffs began last night, and boy, what a night it was. Let's get started on it right away. Let's get to it. The first game of the night I will recap is the second wildcard team in the Eastern Conference against the best team ever, regular season-wise, in NHL history, the Boston Bruins, in Game 1 of their first-round playoff series in Boston last night. The game pretty much went the way I thought it would. Boston came out. They played a complete hockey game. Brad Marchand and David Pastrnak scored first two goals of the game. It was Pastrnak first, then Marchand. Then Brady Tkachuk tied it up for... they didn't tie it up, my bad. What am I thinking? Then Brady Tkachuk scored for... Not Brady Tkachuk. Listen to me getting these guys mixed up. Oh, you can tell I'm an amateur. Matt Tkachuk scored a goal for Florida to make it 2-1, make it close, but then Jake DeBrusk in the third period made it 3-1. Boston won that game handily. Linus Ullmark, great game. He's been the Vezina Trophy candidate all year for that reason and has had a great season, and he continued it into Game 1 of the playoffs. So Boston wins Game 1 3-1. They lead the best-of-7 series 1-0. That's not a surprise at all. Now, that was the only game I got right on the night, by the way. Next game, we have the Carolina Hurricanes hosting the New York Islanders. I picked the Islanders to win this series in 6 games. It still could happen, but Carolina showed me last night why I was wrong. They came out, took a 2-0 lead, played a solid hockey game, and ended up winning the game 2-1. Sebastian Aho, one of my favorite players, got the goal, one of the goals for Carolina. Nisak got the other one. Forget who got the goal for the Islanders, but it was not to matter at all because Carolina won that game 2-1. They're up 1-0 in their best-of-7 series with the New York Islanders. So this is where it gets exciting over in the Western Conference. These two games in the West both went overtime. I will recap the first one with the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild. Well, I don't really know much about the game itself from the Dallas Stars Minnesota Wild, except I know Kirill Kaprizov got a goal for Minnesota to open the scoring. Then Jason Robertson had a goal for Dallas. I forget who had the other goal for Dallas. I should have paid attention, but I didn't. I'm amateur. It's okay. I don't care. I'm not getting paid to do this. And anyways, the highlights are on my community section, so feel free to watch them if you want to see the games condensed down to 9 minutes. They are up and they are on my channel, and they will be fun to watch. So the game was tied after regulation 2-2. Went into 2 overtime periods. In the Stanley Cup playoffs, you have a winner. It's called sudden death overtime, which is one of the most exciting things about hockey. Playoff hockey is you play till you get a winner. There's no shootout, no skills competition, no 3-on-3. It is 5-on-5. It is play until you win. And in the double overtime period, Mike Hartman got the goal for Minnesota to put them up 1-0 in the series and win the game 3-2 for Minnesota. So it's 1-0 Minnesota in this series. And the final game, this game broke my heart because going into the Stanley Cup playoffs, I knew Boston was the best team ever regular season-wise. However, I had them losing in the Stanley Cup finals. I didn't do my complete picks. I just did round 1 yesterday, which I should have done the whole playoffs, but I only did round 1. Maybe I'll do the rest of the playoffs if you guys want me to, as far as pointing ahead and stuff.
As a matter of fact, I will after I'm done recapping this game. Game one in Edmonton last night, LA and Edmonton. What a game it was. I mean, it was a great hockey game. I'm pretty pissed off about it because Edmonton ended up leading this game 3-1. They had a 3-1 lead. Leon Draisaitl scored 2 goals for Edmonton last night. He doesn't surprise me at all. What surprised me is McDavid kept off the score sheet, but that's what happens when you play a good defensive team. They can shut down somebody. But Draisaitl had the 2 goals. Edmonton's up 3-1 with less than 10 minutes to go in the hockey game. You think they could close it out? Well, guess what? You're wrong. Alex Kempe, he had 2 goals for the Los Angeles Kings last night. He scores the first one, and then the game gets tied by Anze Kopitar, who's been in LA since 2006. He's a great hockey player. Ties the game with like 35 seconds left in regulation time. Breaks my heart. They had the goalie at the bench, had the extra attacker on. They score the goal, tie it up 3-3. Then the game goes to sudden death overtime, and wouldn't you know it, Alex Iafallo for the Los Angeles Kings scores the goal with 9 minutes and 19 seconds into the first overtime to win the game 4-3 for LA. Make me mad because Edmonton lost, and right now it's 1-0 Edmonton, 1-0 Los Angeles in that series with Edmonton. So, of the teams I've picked to advance, the only team that won last night in Game 1 was Boston. So, shows that I did not pick very well for Game 1. But like I said, I didn't go game by game. I went by series. I still stand by my picks as of today. Game 1 will not make a big difference on that. Now, like I said, I picked all my picks yesterday. I picked Tampa Bay in 6 over Toronto. I picked New York Rangers in 5 over the Devils. I picked Boston in 5 over Florida. I picked New York Islanders over Carolina in 6. I picked Dallas over Minnesota in 7. I picked Colorado in a sweep over Seattle, and I picked Winnipeg in 7 over Vegas, and I picked Edmonton in 6 over LA. So I have some work to do here. Now, as I go to the next round, a second round matchup would be in the Atlantic Division. It would be Tampa Bay versus Boston, and I'm going to go with Boston Bruins in 7 games in that series. Boston will come out of that one. They are that good. Then I have the New York Rangers against the New York Islanders. I have the New York Rangers winning that series in 5 games. The Rangers are a good team, and especially if Igor Shesterkin decides to have a great series, which I think he will, against the Devils, and then follow it up against the Islanders in round 2. Round 2 over in the West, I have Dallas and Colorado playing each other. This one is going to be an epic series. I have Colorado winning that game in... Actually, it's not going to be epic. I have Colorado winning in 5. I think Colorado's for real and they want to repeat. Then I have Winnipeg and Edmonton, and I have Edmonton winning that in 5 games. And then you go ahead to the Eastern Conference Finals after this. What I am going to tell you, what I have here is I have the conference finals. I have the Eastern Conference Finals of Boston Bruins against the New York Rangers. Whoa, this is going to be a tough one. This honestly is going to be a tough one because I really am high on the New York Rangers right now. I love their goaltending, but I am going to go with Boston Bruins in 6 games against the New York Rangers in the conference finals. And I'm going to have a Colorado-Edmonton series. I am picking Edmonton to win this series in 5 games.
I think Edmonton will win this series in 5, and it'll be Edmonton and Boston in the Stanley Cup Finals this year. And I pick Edmonton to win this in 6. I think Connor McDavid is a great player, and I think they will beat the Boston Bruins. So there you have it. I have the Edmonton Oilers winning the Stanley Cup. Let's see what happens. Mark my words for it. I hope the Bruins don't win it, because then I have to wear a Boston Bruins jersey at my job, and that would be torture. Talk to you later, guys. Bye. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos.